Hey y'all, what's up? JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Welcome back. Listen. We got to get into this. Speak on it, okay? Definitely come on in, like the video. Be sure to share the video, all that great jazz. But we are about to, get into a few things, all right? So let's do that. What's up, y'all? Listen, I I haven't watched it yet. I know a lot of y'all coming like, I know Jamie finna go ahead and tell me what's he, girl. I ain't watch it yet. But we gonna watch it together, okay? And we're gonna see what Miss Kandi has to say to the people. Now, I did see a little piece of a clip because it looks like Miss Kandi gonna be coming for Miss Tamar. All right. So I just want to hear what she has to say. I am wondering whether or not the whole situation where Rocky alleged that Todd did something with whoever. Okay. I'm wondering if that's going to be addressed in the video. Maybe she may say that for another video, or maybe she gonna be passing him over some paperwork because baby, it's giving defamation. Okay. So we shall see. But let me see who we got over here in the chat. Let me go ahead and pull my screen up as well. Ooh, girl, I need to slide over, huh? Or let me just minimize that a little bit. There we go. We'll do it like that. What's up, Mrs. Purposed One? What's up, Naturally Mars, Stephanie Ray, Marie? What's going on, Tierra's Opinion? Hey, Gold Burn. What's up, Eunice? I hope I said that correct. What's up, Joe H? What's going on? Thank you guys so much for joining. All right, we are about to see what it is that Miss Kandi Burruss had to say to the people. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I did speed up the audio just a bit because the video is like an hour or so long, and I want us to be able to, push through. So hopefully the sound doesn't affect y'all too much. You know what I'm saying? The way that she's gonna be speaking. So let's see. Hopefully the audio and stuff working.
The Tamar situation. Now, at first, I was gonna do like a whole speak on it to address it.
All right, so there's been so many things said. I'm like, where do I begin? You know what I'm saying?
You just tell the story on what happened that day.
And make it long and all of that.
Hold on, wait. No, I feel like that's even too fast for me. So let me go back just a little bit. All right, let's see. Let me bring it on down just a little bit.
Whole speak on it to address it.
All right, so there's been so many things said. I'm like, where do I begin? You know what I'm saying?
You just tell the story on what happened that day.
And make it long and all of that. But then I was like, you know what? That's giving it too much life. And it really is very, very extremely simple.
Well, here's the thing about what everybody hear. Okay. It ain't always the right thing.
Basically, yes, I did hear her version of it. Somebody sent me a couple of the clips. I was working this week, so that's why I wasn't as responsive. If you want to know, I was busy. I had to do a la carte season 2. You can catch season 1 on All Black channel. And I also was shooting a commercial with my son Ace. So sis was working. But yes, friends and different people would send me different clips. And of course, I was pissed on what I saw. But let me just say this. If you didn't hear me say it before, I'm very clear. Tamar and I, yes, we had words. When I first saw her, no, I was not having any intention on having beef with Tamar, okay? That was not my intent. My plan was to just say, hey, and keep it pushing. What she did not say to you guys was, she had already unfollowed me on social media. She did. I know she has you guys thinking that I was upset about the Dish Nation interview. That was not what my issue was. My issue was that after the Dish Nation interview, she actually went in her story and reposted the person that I was having a problem with or whatever.
My friend don't have to lose.
She
have to steal
them and put like
nobody
nothing steal from nobody or some type of comment on her story, as if what I was saying was a lie, which is what I had a problem with. It was like the person that I'm having an issue with, he's not even talking about this. So why are you involving yourself in our business, and why are you doubling down on it in your story if it's just about you being interviewed on Dish Nation?
Now, that's what I was with. I was a little confused. Like, do you even much know that man like that for you to just be up there going to bed and all of that? On top of the fact that Kandi is saying that you had already unfollowed her is what it sounds like to me. You already unfollowed this lady before you even put out whatever narrative that he ain't got to steal nothing from nobody type thing. Like, so it's giving you already had a beef with Kandi, even though y'all were supposed to have resolved everything by the big brother situation. Or whatever beef they had, because I believe it all started when Kaya and T.S. Madison was doing the YouTube thing together, and Kaya was up there dragging Miss Kandi. Next thing you know, Xscape or just Kandi ended up doing the tour. She allowed Tamar on that tour, and from my understanding, she tried to bring TS and Kaya, and Kandi wasn't having it. And that's where I thought some of their issues kind of started. Then they went on Big Brother together. It seems like they kind of got cool. Tamar ended up winning Big Brother, so I'm thinking everything is fine, everything's resolved. I thought Kandi even voted for Tamar to win. I can't remember, but I thought everything was good. And then shortly after that, you unfollow this lady for whatever reason, and then turn around and trying to go to bat for somebody, and you don't even have all of the context clues. For real, for real. Bitch, girl, listen. Let me tell y'all something. Miss Kandi, I just hate to see it. I hate to see when you always give people opportunities and then they turn around and they play you. You know what I'm saying? But then I feel like the people that you may have heard talk smack about you or whatever the case is, you might not want to, do no work with them. And I'm like, but at least you know where they coming from. Shit, they probably gonna be loyal after you get them an opportunity versus these people you think loyal right out the gate, and then they sit up here, you put them on, and then they turn on you. It's like, what? Girl, I hate to see it. I don't like that. I don't like how they be out here moving. I really don't. I don't like that. I think that's effed up, Miss Tamar, because when nobody was trying to book you, it seems Miss Kandi did. It's giving Portia Williams a little bit. Although they're good now, it's giving, like, everybody be trying to turn on Kandi. Like, I don't be understanding it.
So to be clear, it had nothing to do with Destination. I know all those blogs, all those interviewers going to ask us uncomfortable questions, and I get it. You know what I mean? That was not my problem. When I saw her, my intent was just to say hello, keep pushing. I said hello. She wanted to know why I didn't give her extra, and at that point, that's when the conversation happened. Y'all clearly see that I have no problem of saying my side to any story, so that's why she and I started having the conversation.
It did take you a minute, though, Miss Kandi, girl. Kandi said, bitch, I'll respond to you next week because this week your ass is not worth it, okay? So I'll get what you hoes on next week, period. And that's what she did. She literally waited a whole week. Girl, this is finna be good. It's the fact that she waited a whole week to respond to your clown.
In the hallway with a whole bunch of people, it was clearly two women trying to talk out an issue that they were having, and nobody was interrupting. People were walking by. It was like 30 people that walked by during the course of this conversation. Some parts of the conversation was very aggressive as far as the way we were talking to each other. Some parts were, calm because we were trying to really work out whatever the issue was.
Okay.
Anyway, at some point in the conversation towards the end, she kept trying to say about the Destination interview, and I was explaining to her that it wasn't about the Destination interview. It was about the other things. And I don't know if it was because there was a lot of people in the, it was an audience or whatever. We both was, going back and forth. But I basically was saying to her, it would have been no different of me speaking on her argument with WeTV when she was having that big drama with WeTV.
Shit.
And
when she was having that big drama with The Real. Or the situation with Vince, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's plenty of times you could have used your platform to put your mouth on whatever she had going on, yet you chose to stay out of it. Even with the Tasha situation, with what's going on with Tasha, the mistress, the alleged mistress, whatever, Rocky, like you still not even really saying anything, about that. So I think she should have used that as an example to just kind of like not give her opinion a bit, And I feel like, well, if somebody asks you a question about that, I feel like it's okay to answer those certain things in interviews. But then when you take it to social media, I feel like that's where it hits a little different because you're intentionally posting things for this person to see and let them know, like, I have a problem with you. You know what I'm saying? So I think she could have took a page out of Kandi book. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. So I'm not even going to speak on what Tasha got going on with this, with that. I'm only going to speak on what she got going on when it comes to the group because that is something that directly affects me. Tamar, we be wanting to be on your side. So, well, let me speak for myself because everybody else looking at the camera like, bitch, no, I don't be on her side. Listen, I be trying to be on her side sometimes. But when you wrong, you just wrong in some situations, ma'am.
TV and said that basically dissed what she was saying or made it seem like what she said was not important. You know what I mean? And that was what I was explaining to her. And then all of a sudden she, I ain't on the housewife. I can't be, like all of a sudden now you want to talk about, you don't do all this back and forth because I made a valid point, right? And then
I gotta pause again, Kandi. I'm sorry. I gotta pause because the way Kandi's telling this story, y'all, I'm believing Kandi's version more, and that's really because for me, I've watched her on Housewives and I've seen her get upset. It does take a lot for Kandi to really get there with you. And I also feel like people that's even disrespected Kandi, I feel like she's even still giving them passes. You know what I'm saying? She's still giving them passes before she finally got there. Like, it took a lot for her to let Cynthia's sister know, I'm going to blow up on your ass or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Well, I feel like she first said that to Nene when Nene kept running off on her in her ear. And she said, that's when she told Nene. She said, I'm going to blow up on your ass in a minute, right? Then what she told Cynthia's sister was, I'll drag you in this. That's what she said, okay? But that was after some time of being, you know, kind of taunted or whatever. Now, Tamar, I feel like you do be like rah, 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 loud and stuff. You know, so I feel like when you was doing all of that, and then what? I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that could have been you that was doing all of that. So we gonna say, I don't know, girl. I'm just telling y'all my thoughts. Like, let's just keep going, honey. Let's see what else she said.
On all that, yeah, I start flipping. Okay. I just can't talk right now. And my husband, just as you've seen him do on many times on TV shows when I have arguments with people and start acting a little bit much.
Take some time. So when I get like this, I don't think rationally. Take your time. Take some time. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I mean, he was like, Kandi, stop. You already know what it is. Like, stop. That's what he was saying to me. He was not saying it to her. But I will allow my husband, Todd, to come in, say his side of the story. Well, actually, he already said his side of the story.
But even if Todd did say, you know what it is, I don't think Todd said that in a manner to, if he was saying it, even saying it to Tamar, I really don't feel like it was in a manner to want to, like, you know what it is. Because remember when Phaedra owed him that money, I feel like Todd really didn't get that disrespectful with her. Even when he and Marlo had an exchange, like, I just don't, I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him being that type of person. But thanks for clearing that part up, Miss Kandi.
So check it out.
So I'm walking towards the side of the stage. I see homie, but the crazy thing is, I've seen this dude out in Atlanta. Like, I've seen him.
And he's talking about JR, Tamar's fiance.
So when I see him as a familiar face. I didn't know it was her dude. So I go dap him up. And then he's like, yo, I'm with Tamar now. I'm like, okay, cool. He was like, yo, she told me that something happened. And I'm just trying to figure out what happened. So for me, his tone and his energy is mad calm and cool. This was some grown up shit. We
I believe
like
that.
Grown men, so I'm not thinking this is a big deal.
I believe that.
So because after I see all of this stuff, I threatened her. I tried to fight her. Now, homie would have been coming a little differently. If
You didn't say nothing. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying what we.
He's talking about after the fact.
Now.
Oh, what she's
After the
saying.
fact, yeah.
I tried to threaten her. I tried to fight her. Homie's energy would have been much different. So homie wasn't coming with no type of negative energy. So we basically gave each other the same energy. He gave me calm and cool. I gave him calm and cool.
I
so
believe
I explained to
this.
him what happened. You know, the same story you heard. I told my wife, yo, come on, man, let's go. You know what it is, da-da-da. Homie ain't have no problem with it. And then I went on to say, yo, I've always been cool with Tamar. I've never had a problem with her. I explained to him what happened, da-da-da, yo, you know, they were getting in this heated argument and started escalating. I told my wife, yo, let's go. You know what it is, man, let's go, leave this shit alone. Homie, he didn't have no problem with that. He didn't buck up like, yo, why you saying, you know what it is. I never said that to her. I said that to my wife, and that was it. So then after that, I'm like, yo, I never had a problem with Tamar. You know, we've always been cool. Even if my wife got a little tiff with her, I ain't had no problems with what they were dealing with. I see
That's typically how he
So I'm like,
goes.
yo, let's go talk to Tamar and just clear this shit up.
I feel like that's typically how Todd is. Even when Kandi has beef with other women, I just don't really see him get into that. I feel like the only reason why he came at Phaedra for real was because of the money situation, because he did a job for her. And I believe, if I remember correctly, but I know y'all gonna let me know in the comments, she didn't pay him or something like that, you know? So I feel like that's the only reason why he even addressed anything with Phaedra. And I feel like last year, I feel like Marlo could have said something about him or whatever, like therefore including him in the conversation. So he gave his response back. So yeah, I feel like that's typically how that goes with Todd.
Because my vibe is when the fellas are around, the energy is more calmer with the women. Like we can kind of help them talk on another level instead of arguing. So when we walk over towards her, I guess she see me and homie ain't arguing, we ain't fussing. We walking over there like grown men, and we just had a discussion and everything is cool. She started flaring and cursing, and for me, I'm not dealing with that shit. So I told him, I was like, yo, bro, you got that, I'm out, and I walk away. And that was it. You know,
Makes a
nobody
lot of
checked me.
sense.
And you can see it in his statement. I looked embarrassed. I don't even know what embarrassed looks like, but shit, I ain't have nothing to be embarrassed about, because this was between them. So,
Period,
all I'm saying
right?
is, me and bro spoke man to man, and it was cool. And I'm thinking it's done. You know what I mean? And I prefer that. I prefer we talk man. This right here is not necessary, but I do gotta, say my side, and that's what it is.
To be clear, Don Juan was in the hallway. My big bodyguard was in the hallway.
I believe
so I don't know why
Todd.
Todd would have to threaten anybody. But
And see, JR, honey. JR, see, now why you put that post up? making it seem like that man was all apologetic and this, that, and the other, and whoop-de-whoop-de, la, boosty, Kelly, whatever. Like, why did you do that? Because now the people finna come back and look at you sideways. And what if this thing don't work out between you and Tamara? And nobody's saying that they don't want it to work out, but what if it doesn't? We gonna always remember how you had jumped in. Now, we understand you're supposed to have your wife back and stuff like that, or your fiance, whatever she is this week, next week. But the problem is what you said had happened, and it sounded like that did not really happen like that. You know what I'm saying? And then you get yourself all up involved in this drama here, this mess, when the people want you to both be more focused on and get more involved with the drama going on with your baby mamas and your fiance. You done jumped all the way from over there out your house and came over here on Kandi on block. You see what I'm saying? And that's just not how that should go. That's not how you have other things to focus on. You know? It just... I don't think it look good. I think you have time to redeem yourself, but in this moment, I don't think that's a good start, okay? So, yeah. Let's see what else.
Anyway, our promoter, he had came through the hallway. Everybody was kind of trying to get us, Tamara and I, to take the conversation into a private room so that everybody would not be, able to hear what we were discussing. But, we kept having a conversation. And it was cool for a minute until it wasn't. Simple as that. And I just want to say, y'all trying to make it, y'all falling for that stuff, saying, Kandi was being petty. But just to be clear, when she got fired from The Real, she had an issue with a few of the people in our circle for going on The Real just to be interviewed and stuff like that.
Tamara
Come on.
Monica,
Come
and then
on.
Tamara unfollowed Monica.
I unfollowed Monica, I unfollowed Tanya, I unfollowed Candiace,
and then Brandy said something shady about Monica on social media.
I unfollowed at least 30 people that day. I unfollowed everybody that day that posted that show.
So I don't understand how she didn't get how I felt when she was, seemed as though she was taking part of going against me on something that was a business issue, right? It was a business issue for me. I felt like she didn't need to be involved in it. Simple as that. And besides, if she had unfollowed me and all this other kind of stuff, why wouldn't I think it's a problem? Why wouldn't I not have a lot of, hey, girl, when she saw me? Like, who did, like, she unfollowed me. I didn't unfollow her. She was saying, like, she had not seen me in a year and all that other kind of stuff. That wasn't true either. Right before, I guess before the whole Dish Nation thing happened, not long before, I had seen her out on a date at a restaurant here in Atlanta, and I had came and spoke to her, said hey, and all that stuff. So, miss me with the BS, okay? And then your contestant on your show, on your
Girl, the receipts is coming through.
with his fake news, like fake news, y'all. He ain't checking nobody. I don't know why y'all sitting up here believing that. But what I do
Candy.
is that some people
I
really
don't open the
don't like me on
calendar
that
up.
show.
Oops.
I be feeling like sometimes y'all was siding with the
Candy,
devil.
ma'am, not you to not refer to this lady man as her fiance, but refer to this man as the contestant on your show. Bitch, I am. Come on, Aunt Bertha. Let's go. Let's go, Aunt Bertha. It's time to clock out. What? And you're contesting on your show, bitch. If y'all did not catch the shade and the disrespect in that fucking girl, let's keep going.
Just so that you can say you going against me. Like, even when it don't make sense. Y'all see me have arguments on TV 100 times. And never once did my husband jump in and try to threaten a woman or physically.
Right, right.
And when he got pushed in the argument that happened at y'all remember the
Sleepover thing.
It's like, man, y'all need to stop with that. Y'all need to really stop. I do have an issue with every time people want to come at me, they want to attack my husband. That's not cool to me. Keep it to me. I can't help it. I do spaz out when people say things about my family, my husband, my kids. I mean, who don't? I mean, but that's like a trigger for me. I mean, honestly, I really could care less about the other things that people have to say.
What you gonna say? That's really where I am with it. It's like, what are you going to say?
She was all online this week calling me a Billy Goat saying I can't sing. But for me, I'm looking at it like, I mean, she's an amazing singer, but for you to sing so great and the only time people really want to talk about you is because you beefing with me.
Ooh, listen, let's run it back, okay? YouTube, y'all need a little button that say 10 seconds back. Hold on, wait.
It's like, what are you going to say?
She was all online this week calling me a Billy Goat saying I can't sing. But for me, I'm looking at it like, I mean, she's an amazing singer, but for you to sing so great and the only time people really want to talk about you is because you beefing with me, then that's a problem.
Girl, that's how I feel about your cousin Akbar. Girl, you said a word, okay? I think you have a point. I think you have a point, girl. I think that goes towards, a few people. I think it definitely goes towards Akbar when she hopped herself into this mess. You know what I'm saying? To speak on your behalf when, your team wanted you to be quiet and you were going to address it at a later time. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, that's real interesting, honey. I like that.
So I think you need to be working on promoting your music, not promoting your drama with me.
Wait a minute.
Bitch, she got a whole new single out. Y'all
Wait
need to
a
please
minute.
talk about her for that.
What's
God,
up?
dog it.
Kinda cool the way you mix it up. Like this? Uh-huh.
I'm always dancing
Like,
to it.
Lord, I guess I'm the promotion team. Please talk about her for that and not talk about her because she beefing with me. Oh, and this is another thing. Okay, back to the part about my husband. This is the part that really almost made me do a full speak on it where I was like,
Me and my nun-singing ass gonna keep on saying, bitch.
Period.
said the thing online about my husband must be abusing me and all of this
Let's
stuff, trying to
get-
make him
let's
seem
get
like
into
he
it.
does,
Let's get into
physical,
it.
Abuse, like I've been like as if I'm in an abusive relationship. I was like, first, what? That is not anything that you're supposed to play with. People you
At
should not
all.
play with abuse of women. You know what I mean? Physical abuse of women. I've never been in a physically abusive relationship. I've never been in that experience. You know what I mean? But my heart goes out to women who have had that experience. I know she has said that she has had that experience. So why would she try to make that as shade or read to me to make up like I've been in an abusive relationship? Like that was low. That was deep and yeah, sis, like that was too much. Like
That really was. Like, that was out of pocket as
a person who's
hell.
been
I'm
through
sorry.
physical abuse should not be using that as like for something people could joke or laugh about.
That's-
I'm done with that. Moving right along. So apparently some people thought that Speak On It was made to talk about the girls on the SWV Xscape show.
No.
And that's not true. We've been doing Speak On It for 4.5 to 5 years. I am an official YouTuber. I am deep in these YouTube streets.
Come on, official YouTuber.
Seriously, like we've been doing Speak On It for a long time. We do it, we interview people on Housewives all the time. We've interviewed people who are on, have other platforms. We've had CeeLo, we've had Keke Palmer on Speak On It. We had so many people to come on Speak On It. We even had we also have another show that we do that's on that note.
Candy
If you
Coated
saw, remember
Nights,
the
right?
clips that went viral of Nivea speaking on her life and the things that she had gone through. That was from my YouTube page. So I don't think you guys understand, like, this is something that we just do. And it's really to keep it to the facts of what happens to most shows or to speak on whatever's public and that the people want to know. Speaking of, we got Speak On It coming soon with Nick Cannon, and I would love for you guys to be looking out for that. So if you do not already follow my page, make sure you are subscribed. Moving right along. At the end of this Speak On It, we are definitely going to address some of the other things that have been in the blogs that didn't have nothing to do with the episode, but it kind of do. This whole Tasha and Rocky thing, they little PSAs that they put out this week.
Yeah.
We are definitely going to talk about that, but you need to wait to the end of the Speak On It. I have to address everything that's in this episode.
Escape
Okay, well, let's get into the episode real quick.
Who watched the episode? I know a lot of y'all did. And if you haven't watched it yet, spoiler alerts, but let's get to it. Y'all were super hot.
So how is this gonna go when it comes to billing?
About last week's episode, when I talked on Speak On It, and I was saying my piece about the SWV Xscape situation and about who should go first or who should be headliners and all this type of stuff. The
Co-headline.
whole world has been in an uproar all week long.
Truth.
And what I have to say to that is, first of all, I don't even understand why y'all said, like, my ego getting out of control or I'm being disrespectful. What I realize is people get mad when I say stuff. But when other people say stuff, y'all don't even think nothing about it. Now, SWV was clearly on the show. It's like, I sold 30 million records, bitch, blah, blah, blah. So y'all okay with them sunning us, basically. But you're not okay with me having a calm conversation, saying to them, we would like to be the headliners. This is why. It's not like I don't have reasons for what I'm saying. And at the end of the day, if nothing else you guys can respect, you should just respect the fact that I am a businesswoman. And in business, you have to speak up for yourself.
I'm glad Kandi said that. I did my watch along for my Patreon. Shout out to the patrons. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the family. Okay, we did our watch along, and I'm gonna do a review later on the show. But girl, I was running some calculations, Miss Kandi. Because when they were talking about the Toyota Center and it was like it seats about 18,300 people, and then I just did some guesstimation on numbers and stuff like that. And if y'all were to do like 10 shows or whatever, like all y'all could get close to 1 million, if not 1 million, based on the estimated ticket sales that I ran in my head. So I was like, Kandi, for real, like I want you to come back and I want you to break that down because I'm not in the sector, but based on my like analysis of it, you got an 18,000 seated arena or whatever. You got 200,000 plus or whatever that may go towards production. On top of you got to pay these people, engineers, all of that. But based on the ticket sales, that's gonna cover paying those people and the engineers. And then if you do a few shows, like about 10 shows, based on I think I said $75 to $100, like girl, y'all all probably gonna come up off 1 million. So I was a little confused as to why you wanted all the money. You know what I'm saying? All the money. That's what I was doing my calculations on, and it could have been a little wrong and off. But it was running up to like close to 1 million. And that I had did like with my calculations, like 500,000 going towards production, security, and what else? What else? The engineers and all of that. So and it could have been off a little bit, but I would love to hear like how that breakdown really goes because it sounds like y'all was gonna run up a check. You know what I'm saying? We know you about your money, but it was like, girl, y'all still gonna come out looking real good. Okay, now that's coming from a person that ain't making no $1 million. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, maybe you look at it differently. You've been doing this thing for a long periodically time. But for me, you was trying to get all the bags, Miss Kandi. Not for real, you was, okay? I don't know if you're going to explain all of that in this video, but co-headline will still put you in a great place. That's just what I was thinking, girl. But I ain't in your pockets like that.
You have to speak up for yourself. Now, when my group members don't speak up, it's not that we ain't on the same page. They've already talked to me about their feelings and how they feel.
SWV has major hits, but do they have the fan base or the following that we have? No.
A lot of times people don't like being the bad guy. I guess I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy, okay. But I don't mind speaking up for myself. And that is my advice to anybody out there who has to do business for themselves or want to be their own business owner or whatever. You have to be okay
That's
with
very
people
true.
not liking what you have to say. I didn't have an issue with SWV. I've always liked SWV. It's not like I don't like SWV. I think you guys don't even understand. Like, could you imagine, let's just say, at the height of SWV in music or in all of our music releasing time in the 90s, if somebody went to SWV at that time and said, we want you guys to do a show with Xscape for television, but we want you guys to split your title, your co-headline, and we want you to split the equal money with them and all this other kind of stuff. SWV at that time, in the height of what they were doing, would have been like, no, we're not. They would probably been like, we'll be on the same show with them. We would do things with them. But we ain't splitting no money equal within their own group.
Well, with Coco's ego, I think you have
with her own
a
group
very
members
good
on the
point.
So for me, that says that they understand that sometimes people are at a point where they can demand more. So I don't understand why people be like, oh, Kandi, you should have been fighting for within their own group. They've had an issue where one person was getting more than the rest.
As a result, Coco was given a bigger slice of the group's royalty rate.
And that ain't even got nothing to do with
now
us,
she getting a
you know what I'm
bigger.
saying? So all I'm saying is,
I'm not
you
surprised.
guys understand when you speak up for yourself in business, you understand it then. But why do you not understand it when I'm speaking up for my group when it comes to business?
So can't really help you if you're not talking.
I don't get it. It's no diss to them. I didn't say anything negative about them personally.
I think
was
that's
just clearly stating
that's a good point because I did think about what Taj says. What Taj just said, something about you can't get nothing or something when you don't speak up, and that's kind of what I didn't like. When I was watching the show, I didn't like that. Kandi spoke up for the group, right? And then Tasha made the overall decision that it's going to be like a co-headline situation. But I didn't like that. I felt like it was unfair a bit to Kandi and to Tasha for Tiny and Tamika to not express exactly how they feel. Y'all because Kandi said she gonna make the decision based on what her group want, and she said that they wanted to headline, not co-headline. And I'm like, if that's what y'all want, I understand. I may think that y'all should co-headline. Tasha says that, and I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, Tasha, you really should have shut the hell up because we don't even know where the hell you're gonna be at, whether you're gonna be there or you're not gonna be there. So Tamika and Tiny, instead of y'all just sitting there and Tiny with the scrunch face and Tamika not saying that or whatever, y'all should have spoke up and y'all should have just backed up what Kandi was saying, and then SWV would have had to just figure it out which way they were going to move at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a good point. Like, y'all need to, you can't get there, you can't do that if y'all ain't speaking up. So which one is it? You know, y'all clearly, I feel like they didn't, especially Tiny. I don't think Tiny really agreed with the co-headline situation, but she ain't say shit. Girl, you better speak up, okay? Do Tiny be speaking up in business, Kandi?
Where we are now,
because she ain't speak up then.
What we have to deal with these promoters and stuff, because promoters are always they don't want to give you as much percentage on the back end. They don't want to give you this, they don't want to give you that. So these are things that we've built up to, and it took us to get to this point in our career where we could demand certain things. I don't want them to be able to take this situation and be like, well, you took less fee then. Why you can't do it now? Because they do that, guys. They do that. If we take less money for this situation, they're going to come back later and be like, well, you only got, we know what you got paid on this, because the promoters all talk, right? So anyway, and I know y'all keep saying about this one show. For that one show, we all ended up not really getting no money for it. It was just that. But the whole conversation was being had outside of this about a full tour.
Right.
A full tour. I don't even understand why y'all mad at me. I really don't. But whatever. Because when it comes to things in business, I do not mind being the bad guy to stand up for myself or my group in business. And it's always a conversation. I can say what I think, which is what I did, and they can always come back and say what they think. It didn't even have to be, oh, everybody getting in. Okay, well, you could have easily said, well, I don't agree with that. This is why I feel that we should get this, this, and that. And then that's how you negotiate and come to
That's
some
very
type of
true. That is how it
terms
goes.
or agreements. But everybody got so upset. But okay. So anyway, I'll leave that on that. This week's episode, you see that we've all agreed to go ahead and co-headline. The part that I thought was weird, Tasha hadn't even spoke to us. She hadn't even talked to us. And then she up here speaking for the group, we're going to do co-headline. And it's like, yeah, okay, we cool with it because we don't want it to be an issue because we know we got to do this performance for this TV show. But girl, you ain't even talking to us and you up here acting like you want to make decisions.
Yikes.
This is the funny thing, and I think that this is a problem for us still to this day. As you guys can see, when Tamika was sharing her ideas about the performance and the show. And
Which I loved.
She was excited about all these different
loved
ideas that
that.
she had came up with. Tasha had a problem with that because when we were teenagers, Tasha used to always pick the set list and all of those things, and we just kind of like went along with whatever she wanted to do. Now, as adults, when we came back together, I made it very clear, I want more involvement in how the show order and different things like that, because obviously since then I've had a lot more experience, working in the industry and dealing with artists and all this other kind of stuff. So I'm way more opinionated than I was when I was a teenager. So yes, then it became Tasha and I both were having more input in song lists or whatever. This time around, Tamika Scott wants to be a part of the creative. I don't think that should be an issue because we're all part of the group. There should never be a time when somebody can't give their thoughts or feelings on how our show should be or what we're wearing or whatever, just because one person used to always do it. To give you a little background of how our group works, it's 4 of us. We kind of work on a vote system, right? So we do our votes. If 3 against 1, then you have to kind of go with the majority or whatever. So, but that's how we worked in the past. And as far as creative roles, Tasha and I have more input in like song lists and how to show order and different things like that. Now, that was something that Tasha used to always pretty much control when we were younger. Now, when they are performing as Xscape 3, Tasha pretty much totally takes over, and I guess she's just doing it by herself, and she pretty much just gets to do what she wants to do. All right. Tamika, since we've become adults, Tamika has wanted to have more input in the finance. She wants to be the one.
And she should.
Who's ever our accountant.
These folks sat out there and took 30 racks. Allegedly, according to the sister, y'all done took 30 racks. Yeah, I need to be all kind of piece of involved. And instead of Tasha being up there feeling away because her sister is trying to step in and take lead on some things, girl, you need to be over there singing Wind Beneath My Wings or something like that, girl, because it must have been cold there in your shadow. You feel what I'm saying? To never have sunlight on your face. You was content to let me shine, girl. So now she's trying to be her own little bird and fly, girl. So I don't even know what the point is of really scrunching your face up and hating on that lady like that.
At that time and knowing exactly how much people are getting paid and diving into the negotiations. She wanted to be a part of those conversations and seeing the contracts or whatever. Now, when we were young, did she do that? No. Tamika was very kind of like not as responsible and kind of went along with whatever her sister went. So when she was younger, she didn't really have much input in things. But now that we are adults, she wants to take more charge of her career, which is understandable.
True.
And we give her that because that's something that she wants to do. Now, obviously, y'all know that I'm very much good in business too, but because Tamika wants to have that role, and I love how she has really maintained herself and been good with maintaining her money and how she lives in her lifestyle, I'm like, okay, well, sure, if that's something that you want to do, until she does something that makes it seem like she shouldn't be doing it, then I'm cool with her being in that position. Tiny, she loves to dress. She loves all things fly, whatever, so she likes to be more involved in the creative as far as how we dress and everything, so she deals with all the stylists and all that. Right. Okay. So to give you background information. Okay. So now that we're having all these issues with our group as a whole, coming into this, I already told you, and they've already said, Tamika and Tasha wasn't even really speaking coming into doing this show. So to be clear, we didn't know if Tasha was going to be a part of it or not. We were not getting real answers on how she felt. Every time we asked her, she's like, I don't know, I got to pray about it, I got this, I got that. And we knew that this performance was supposed to be happening. So we were just like, okay, like, what is going on? Are we just going to do it without her? Like, what is the plan? These are our conversations off camera. So yeah, we like, okay, we got to take more control of what's happening. Tamika went ahead and started planning what she thought would be an idea for the show. Because somebody had to start coming up with ideas, right? At that time, we had not hired anybody to work on the show. No choreographer, nobody. SWV went mad about Taj having conversations with Tamika about, creative show or coming up with ideas. But Tasha all in her feelings over there about Tamika coming up with ideas because she feels like somebody's stepping on her toes.
Ooh.
Okay, girl, you ain't even let us know if you wanted to do it or not. So
I know what I'm saying.
Which is another funny thing. Steve, who showed you guys, he was supposed to be coming in as like a creative director. He works all the Pro 2 stuff with our music for our shows, and he also comes up with all of our graphics. So like when you come to our shows and it's like all
he sound like he more than a creative director.
He makes all that stuff. He does all of that. So the funny thing is, Tasha normally talks to Steve and is always on the phone with Steve. But this time, Tamika had started talking to Steve, and Tasha had an issue with that. So.
But I don't understand how you can have an issue when you're not present. That's what I'm not getting. What is the big deal? Why are you so bothered? Why are you so pressed? They don't know whether you're going to be there or not. They've been performing without you for God knows how long. And then you want to come in there with a two. The only time I saw Tasha so far being on this show come in with a good attitude was when they went into the studio. And she came in there all smiley face. Hey, y'all, what's up? Da-da-da-da. Where my seat at? Where my seat at? I grabbed this over here. Like, she came in there bubbly. But, girl, them bubbles fizzled the hell out by the time they was wrapping up that scene. You hear what I say? That's the only time I seen that lady be a bit happy. But, girl, I just don't understand why you got a problem. I'm not getting it. Yeah, she is, girl. She gonna do that
The whole thing
anyway.
is, if no one has talked to anybody and it's 3 weeks until the show, what was Tasha really thinking was supposed to happen? Like, we were just supposed to wait?
I don't know.
Right.
Honestly, I felt like Tasha was just dragging us out so that she could put us in a position where everybody was like in a tight, and then she could come look like she was saving the day and be like, well, this is what I think we should do, and blah, blah, blah. Because it's happened before. You know what I mean? Where it's like, we always be in the last minute, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, well, I just took over and just did it because, since nothing was happening. Well, no.
Oh, she needs praises.
And that's why things aren't moving. But
Tasha likes to have praises.
So that's why Tamika just went ahead and started making moves to figure some things out. Okay, Tasha told y'all that Spice Girls was her favorite group, that she loved them and all that stuff. My favorite group back in the day, I had two. Well, my very first favorite group that they were the first tape I ever had, back in the day when I was little, it was cassette tapes. It was Salt and Pepper, okay? Salt and Pepper, I used to know all their lyrics down, okay? And it was a blessing for us because Salt and Pepper was also the first tour that our group was able to be on. Love them. Salt and Pepper is still the best to me. Yes, they are a rap group, but they had hits on top of hits, which is funny because I heard that when SWV and Salt and Pepper did their show together, that they had the same debate about who should go last. And Salt and Pepper, y'all, so stupid records, like, so what are we talking about? And they were the GOATs. They came in first. So it's like, y'all want to say, I'm like, they had the same argument. Like, get out of here. I didn't mess with this. And my second, and I want to say they're my second favorite. They're like equal favorite, but they do two different things. My favorite singing girl group of all time is En Vogue. Our group, we tried our best to capture the essence of En Vogue when we were doing our harmonies, and they were the ones whose songs we learned when we were trying to get our deal and be singing to people. Kudos to both of those groups. Loved it.
This is called the mini.
What's up? Kinda cool the way you mix it up. Like this?
Faces of Sister Hot Pussy.
Oh.
I love Lily. She is funny, and the simple fact is she loves to talk about sex, just like I love to talk about sex. So I cannot wait to read her book. Lily, I think you're hilarious. And that's what really also bothered me, how Lily was so upset this week. And then my cousin Akbar was going back and forth online. And I'm like, for what, Akbar? Like, let that go.
That's what I'm saying. For
like,
what?
they was mad at me, but I really wasn't mad at SWV. So I didn't understand. Like, I wasn't even going to address any of the stuff that Lily and Coco was doing online because I'm like, y'all mad for what? Like, this is a business.
Yeah, it was giving shady. It was giving, very much so shady. Even though Lily and Taj were trying to kind of like debunk some things or whatever like that and make it seem like they didn't have an issue, it was really Coco that kept laughing at everything for me. That kind of made me wonder, you know what I'm saying, whether there could have been some type of issue there, and I'm not saying who she can and can't be friends with, but I did see where Coco put up on Tasha for one of her performances and stuff, and they were taking pictures and this and that. So it does make me wonder, like, I don't know, like, I mean, do Coco got an issue with you? Maybe she don't. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because you thought she had no issue with Tamara. Tamara had no issue with you. Then come to find out, girl, Tamara had an issue or whatever the case was. So, I mean, it's giving a little funny.
Y'all, I'm gonna speak on my people no matter what. I'm gonna lift us up. So you can be mad if you want to, but I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them for saying whatever they had to say. Like I wasn't beefing with you, Lily. I actually invited Lily to be on speak on it, but I don't know. I doubt she comes just because you so mad.
I think she'll come. Just give her some time. Probably when the show go off, she'll probably come.
We're shooting a movie this week, so child, like, get out of this. Get out of this. They touched on Jalen's career again in music, and Coco had Taj to speak with Jalen about the situation. One thing about Taj, I always can relate to her. I mean, she a Taurus like myself. And what she said, and I love how open she is about the things that they went through with their group, had their issues or whatever. And basically, she was saying, like, she went through some times where she ain't had nothing. How this music thing can be so fickle, basically. Like, you can be up 1 minute and
that's
then
true.
It's snatched up from under you.
I believe
like,
that.
You be back at your mama's house. And she was just very clear with him, not telling him not to chase his dream, but just basically to keep the other thing in his back pocket, so he can do both. So I hope Jalen has success in his music, but I still think Jalen got a beautiful smile, honey. You might need to go on and figure that dentistry thing out too, because he probably could really kill and make some serious money. But let's go to this clip of Tasha, me, and Coco.
Let's go to it.
Now let me
That's
just say,
me,
bitch. I'm going to respond to some of the things that Tasha said in her video later, but I have to say this now because it kind of refers to some of the things that she said. She swears that these people be cutting out stuff like I'm telling them to do it or for the sake of me. But I wanted to make it clear that, okay, so in this particular scene with me, Coco, and Tasha, after Coco left, Tasha and I had like a whole back and forth, right? And I was crying and she was looking at me like a cold-hearted bitch, child. When they did not show any of it. So I know you guys, I know she gonna come back and be like, Kandi had them to take that out. And you know, they always take out stuff because she crying. That is not true.
Now, y'all know I have to do my announcements. You know I have to do my announcements, okay? Shout out to the 900 plus people in the chat. Just an announcement and a reminder to be sure to hit that free like button that you see down below. Okay? Girl, we barely got 200, but I definitely appreciate you all for being here and spending the time with me. Just show me a little love, okay? I appreciate it.
I want y'all to understand. I've been crying on Bravo for 15 years, child. Like, I do not care if people show me crying on TV, if I'm crying. Now, that scene that she was talking about, she was the one that actually cried, but we're going to get to that. But in this particular scene, okay, so Coco came over with Jalen, and Coco had good energy this day. Tasha came over, and we were supposed to be coming up with a set list for the show. That was our job. That's what we walked away with from the meeting. My thoughts on how to do that was to list out all of SWV's favorite songs to perform and list out our favorite songs to perform. Because I think the show, we were trying to figure out if the show was going to be like an hour, 30 minutes, or was it going to be like an hour, 15 minutes, you know, so that we could figure out what's going to be the lineup of songs and whatever. So you have to start first with figuring out even what songs you even want to do. So that was what my point of pulling up the list of SWV songs and pull up the list of Xscape songs. Tasha, when she came in, she just was like not giving any input, wasn't really seeming like she cared. Every time we asked something, she was just like, I don't know, I gotta think about it.
That is so
really
annoying. That's annoying.
You two usually collaborate on the song list.
No, basically in the past, she and I don't really, I mean, a lot of times we already kind of know what songs we do, and we'll kind of like just, she says what she thinking, and I'll go back and forth about the ones that I feel like it's changed around. Basically, should change. I think they showed us going back and forth about a song list on our first Xscape reality show. But in this situation, Tasha just was not giving us anything. She was not connected at all. It's like she didn't have a care in the world. Like, this was the last thing she was interested in being a part of. I was getting kind of like annoyed because I'm like,
of course, nobody trying to keep doing that and dealing with that like that is mad annoying.
There was either some argument, some debate, except for that one scene that they showed early in the episode when all of us sat down and we said we was cool with going co-headlining. But she still, even in that scene, she had attitude because Tamika was talking about her creative ideas. But in this one, she just was like, I don't know, what, and if she was doing it more than what they even showed. Even Coco was like, I mean, do you know anything? Do you care about anything? Like, you have an opinion on anything?
I wish they would have shown that.
I don't know. I don't know. I have to think about it. Oh, I'm not sure. It was just so like,
why are you here?
Her energy was just draining. Basically, Coco was just like,
hashtag,
right, cool,
why are you here?
She just kind of felt like, all right, well, I already said the songs that I know my group is going to want to sing, so I'll catch y'all later. That's basically how she kind of like, it was great. I'll see y'all, like that type of thing. And then after she left, Tasha and I had this whole back and forth, which I still don't understand why they put it in there, because I felt like a lot of things were said that would make some good TV. Like, there have been a few things that have been taken out this show where I feel like, I don't know why they didn't use it, because, honey, like, this show has been good, but it could have been even more.
They need to add 2 more special episodes then.
Why weren't they putting this conversation in the show? And I was told because they were saying, like, me and Tasha kept going back and forth about things that had not happened on camera. So they felt like it would have been too much to try to follow for the audience because y'all didn't get to see any of the things that me and her was going back and forth about. I mean, I know she had said something like, she said that I had been mean to her mama before. I was like, when have I ever been mean to your mama? And then she said, these are things that I'm saying that was in the conversation that they didn't show you. She said that I should, basically she blamed me for the drama that was happening between her and her sister. And I was like, what do I have to do with this? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
like,
she did that in
fix the situation, and instead of fixing the situation.
Yes, she said that I think she said that in an interview recently where she felt like the ladies should have been, she was pretty much trying to blame the ladies for not, helping them come back together or whatever. And I just didn't understand, like, how is that they fault? Like, why are you putting it off on their fault when all you got to do is just have a better attitude about mending things and working with the group, then maybe they'll come back around. So, I mean, I don't see how that's Kandi and Tiny's fault.
You over here added to it. And I'm like, ma'am, like, I ain't got nothing to do with y'all arguing or y'all having issues. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, I just kind of feel like every time there's a problem, she finds a way to make me the problem. Like, what the hell I got to do with her taking some checks? Like, I wasn't even around when that situation happened. Like, that was during the time that me and Tamika wasn't even speaking. So what you want me to do? Like, I heard everything through either Tiny Mama or Tiny. Like, I wasn't even there. So what you want me to get in that for? Like, I just didn't even understand. So, like, that whole conversation, it got really crazy because then I did bring up, like, the fact that she was the one who, because she kept saying how, and you said you didn't want to give us a bone. And I'm like, when did I saying I want to give y'all the bone. She was saying after doing our first season of our first reality show. I said, I never said that. I don't know who told you that. I never said anything about not want to give you, huh? Yeah, no, we went on tour together and made millions. Oh, so
Didn't she say that in her video? I think Tasha
was
said
like,
that in
girl,
her video.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, I ain't never say I wasn't going to try to give you. I said I didn't want to do another season of that Still Kicking It reality show because I didn't feel like it was good for me. It wasn't a good look for me. It wasn't good for my energy because anything that happens with my group, people can say, oh, but you do the argument on Housewives all the time. It's way different for me when I argue with my group. I'm very much more stressed and passionate about it because I grew up with these groups. You know what I'm saying? So I told her, like, I didn't want to do a season 2 of Still Kicking It. The network, the production company, they all wanted to do a season 2. People always like, oh, but y'all didn't do multiple seasons of y'all. Our show was averaging 1.5 to like 1.8 million an episode. So of the Still Kicking It show, those are facts. Y'all can go back and look. That was just Xscape, okay? So when y'all be like, why Xscape can't do another, we could have done another show. I didn't want to do another show because I was like, we probably wouldn't even be able to keep performing together if we kept doing a reality show together, which hence this show. You see, we on a reality show together and all of us ain't performing together. So I was writing how I felt. She started running that. I said I wouldn't give them another bone. I don't even know who told her that. But anyway, there were a lot of things said. And then she was saying something about the group and she was trying to make it seem like, because I was like, the girls are like willing to do it without you. She was like, oh, really? Saying like I was putting my other 2 members up to doing the shows without her because during that we had got booked for another show outside of the show.
They need to release this stuff on damn YouTube or something.
My group members, Tamika and Tiny, decided they just wanted to do the show without her, and they said, and that's what they want to do. So I was like, okay, I'm cool with it. Let's roll. That happened while we were filming this. They're not going to show it on the show, but Tasha, it was trying to say in this argument, a debate, that I was amping the girls up to do performances without her. And I was like,
what?
They don't have a mind of their own.
You ain't even trying to be there.
These girls want to make money. And if you decide you don't want to perform with us, they still going to want to do shows. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, I'm not making them do this. Like, she was talking to me like I need them for the money.
Why is everything Candy's fault?
Like,
I'm so confused.
Yes, we make money together. We make good money together. But I don't need that situation to make money. So I don't know why she was trying to make it seem like I was plotting against her to just saying we could do it without her. That was not the truth. So we were arguing about these things. And then I also, which in turn, I started getting really mad. And then I started talking about how they had me sign a leaving member notice all them years ago. And I got super emotional and passionate about it. Needless to say, that part of the conversation did not air. So I'm sure she's somewhere in her feelings saying, Candy had them to cut it out because she was crying. You know what she did? Girl, like I am a very open person. I do not care if y'all see me cry.
We've seen her cry a ton of times. But did I miss something? Like, did you say that you weren't going to move forward unless they paid you?
That part of the conversation did not air. So I'm sure she's somewhere in her feelings saying, Candy had them to cut it out because she was crying.
Right.
RHOP, yes, we make money together. We make good money together. But I don't need that situation to make money. So I don't know why she was trying to make it seem like I was plotting against her to just saying we could do it without her. That was not the truth. So we were arguing about these things. And then I also, which in turn, I started getting really mad. And then I started talking about how they had me sign a leaving member notice years ago. And I got super emotional and passionate about it.
So you left, they had you sign a documentation for you to leave. Got you. All right.
Did not air. So I'm sure she's somewhere in her feelings saying, Candy had them.
But what about, but she was also saying that you were saying that you weren't going to move forward with them or doing something with them if they didn't pay you. So I wonder what that was about.
Cut it out because she was crying. You know what she did? Girl, like I am a very open person. I do not care if y'all see me cry. Like, I'm not having nobody take nothing out because I'm crying. So you can forget that.
Right.
You talk to them producers about why they took it out because I'm mad they took it out too, honey. I feel like they should show all that stuff. Same way in that other scene that I got to speak on that because she said I didn't take it out. She was speaking on the scene from the episode, was that the second episode? At Tiny's house when her and her sister had just had this big argument. Mm-hmm. And they had been having issues about this whole Tamika bringing up the $30,000 or whatever. When we had to sit down with the group, she wanted to make me the reason why she didn't know if she wanted to perform with us anymore, and was saying, I've been trying to build a friendship with you. This is the part that they took out. Oh yeah, we already made this clear. Yeah, and how she gonna take all my clips from Speak On It and put it in her video?
I'm not gonna lie, girl. I'm not gonna lie. Girl, I saw that. I said, girl, now she done took Kandi whole style and flavor, girl. And gonna sit up here and do the chop and edit, girl. Now she done took that lady whole style. But it wasn't, some parts were comical, I have to say. For me, I know a lot of you guys may not have found it funny. There were some parts that was definitely, comical. But she did take your whole flavor to respond. The only difference for me was it didn't give off natural. Okay, that's what it is. I was trying to think of something. Girl, it didn't give off natural. Okay, that's just what it was. All right. When Candy's talking, she sounds like she's flowing when she does her, speak on it. But when Tasha did hers, it was a bit animated, a little like. Not like super animated, but just not in her regular tone in a sense, I know some people felt like she was reading cue cards or whatever like that. I don't even know if it was cue cards or nothing, I think she wanted to talk in a certain manner. Okay, we talked about that. Okay, let's do this part now. Okay, edit that. And then, that's what I think was happening. I don't know if no cue cards was really there, but it was giving, it just wasn't giving herself. It wasn't natural at all. It doesn't mean that everything she was saying, girl, I was going to say everything you saying probably wasn't, it's not that everything wasn't facts, but girl, we do have a lot of questions afterwards, okay? Not calling you no liar, but the people have a lot of questions afterwards, Miss Tasha. But girl, you definitely did take that lady whole speak on it style and tried to speak on it, except for it didn't come off as, authentic. I think that's a better word to use, to me.
I started to tell them to strike that video, take my footage, but then I thought about it. I was like, then she'll be telling y'all that I was trying to stop my money on YouTube. So I said, let her have it, child. Let her have it.
Yeah.
Let her have it. But my point is, like, she swore. Oh, but what she did tell y'all is, at the end of the conversation, when she got up and walked out because she didn't want to talk to her sister, which was actually the real issue that was happening at the time, and she started crying. And they had Tiny outside talking to her while she was crying, and they didn't show that. They didn't show you. They didn't show you and your motherfucking crocodile tears. What you putting it off on me for?
Right.
Okay. So I was just letting you know that because yes, they cut out another part of a conversation with her and I that did not get aired, but actually happened.
1 second, y'all. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see here. Thank you so much for the super chat. Stephanie says they would have had Kandi sign a leave to member notice. I think that's what it's called. That's what it is. That's what she said. Around the third album, she talked about it with Shannon Sharp. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Okay. Thanks for clearing that up.
Overall, I guess what they wanted you to see, they're trying to keep things to the point of this SWV and Xscape show and the concert and not allow us to go down this rabbit hole that we always go into of our own personal drama. I didn't understand what issues she was saying that she was dealing with the group. To be clear, before we started the show, the only issue we had was the drama with Tamika and Tasha at the Vegas show where they showed y'all the text message with what her and Tamika said on the text. Now, me and Tasha really didn't have any drama. She got mad because I liked Tamika's comment in the text. But other than that, like right before the Vegas show, we had the show.
I don't understand.
With Mary J. Blige, and everybody was good. Like we had totally good karma, good energy. Like we didn't have no problems. We didn't have any issue. The only issue was that one thing that happened when she left us at the concert in Vegas. I didn't understand how she allowed this to blow up and turn into something so big because we've had way worse arguments and it didn't do all this. So that's
what I'm confused about.
Because she knew she was doing her solo project, all of a sudden she allowed something that was small to be a bigger issue just so she could say she didn't want to deal with us. I'm standing on that. Okay, so
yeah, I don't think I'm gonna ever understand what the issue is when a lot of Tasha's issues is stemmed from things from the past. It's like she doesn't want to move forward at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like how she be. I don't like that. But I'm glad the group is able to still move forward without her. And I just wish the conversation would shift from being everything is Kandi's fault and then not taking no accountability. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I wanted. To me, this didn't do nothing but prove my point. So Rocky and Tasha discussed her record deal. She was excited, as you should be when you got a new deal on the table. But she says in her conversation, when he's asking her about her dealings with us, she said that she didn't know how, like, she's glad to be in a place of peace and, you know, how she didn't really don't know if she want to deal with us. And that's what I've been saying. She would prefer to be solo and not deal with the stuff of the group. If she has success as a solo artist, she wouldn't be stunning us. And I've been saying that to y'all. Y'all just act like y'all don't get it, but
I get it. I've been getting it, girl. I've been getting it.
That was that on that. Like, I think it's weird that like she just don't own the fact that she got a solo deal and she didn't really want to deal with us. Like, and that's fine if that's how you feel. But like I said, in business conversations, sometimes you have to say things that are uncomfortable to other people. But instead of being sneaky with it, behind the back with it, sometimes you just need to just be upfront and talk to people and just say what it is. And then you make life easier for everybody involved. Okay, so that was my thoughts on the episode. Now can I get to what I thought about?
Please get to
Miss Tasha and her
yes,
clip
please. And please do something
You
about
always
Rocky
speak on
and
it
the allegations
within her video.
at
Oh
some
my
point
God,
whenever
I thought
y'all
it
do
was
because he was out of
hilarious.
line.
I thought it was hilarious. But yes, there were some untruths in it, and I have to address it. Oh, I have to address a couple things. Well, before that, let me address this other interview of hers that's going on online in this week's news. I saw a clip where she's going on talking about on the song, they didn't want me to sing solo, and on the song I did with Joe, Kandi tried to sing the lead, and she took 4 hours to try to sing it. Like 4 hours. 4 hours to try to sing the lead, and it just wasn't right. It just wasn't right. And
1 second, y'all. Let me get to this one if I can find it. Thank you so much, Phil, for the super chat. Love the haircut. Thank you, honey. Enjoying the live. They all have their truth, and they all put 20 on 10. I hope the sisters mend their relationship. Thank you so much for the super chat. I think it's going to take a real long time for them to come together and mend their relationship. Maybe later this year. Maybe later this year, and you might have a point. Maybe everybody puts 20 on 10, but I feel like Kandi's 20 and 10 is making more sense to me, just to me. But I thank you so much for the super chat.
And then Tiny, she went in and sang hours and hours and hours. Oh my gosh, was this a Money Love title? She did hours and hours, but she was just too nasally. And so Joe was like, you have to go sing this record. Now, first of all, I don't even remember trying to sing the lead on that song. I thought they knew who they wanted to sing, but if my memory isn't correct, I know good and damn well I ain't never took 4 hours to sing nothing. Oh. And nobody would even allow that in our group. In our group, if somebody wanted to try your voice on a particular song, you may get 30 minutes, if that, to try it before whoever's producing or the group to be like, yeah, nah, Kandi, or yeah, nah, that don't fit your voice, right? So, that is a lie and the truth ain't in it. But that was the first thing. Now, mind you, Tiny, she said Tiny is too nasal. Are you talking about this time? Singing the song? Well, sweetheart, I don't know. When she sang it with us in rehearsal and sang it in the show, I mean, people loved her voice on it. I mean, I don't really think your version of the truth is the truth. I don't remember that happening at the studio. You always come with some different version of the truth. Always. So it's like you just saying what you can to say to try to make me look bad. But it's okay. And not just me this time. Not this time you came for Tiny. I'm used to you coming for me, but that was funny. Moving right along. So this is the part that I really need to give you guys clarity on. When she talked about me crying again. She said,
she must forgot when I walked in with her and Jermaine and she was crying.
She did that, right? Okay, so let me tell you the conversation of what happened. So all she does is really be confirming what I'm saying. So you guys, as I've always told you, first 2 albums, we as a group would go into the studio together. Mm-hmm. Yes, I did sing a lot of leads. As she confirmed, she said, I didn't say she didn't sing anything. She said, I had a problem with her singing something. So the example that she gave you was something that happened during the 3rd album. The 3rd album of which I've told y'all again and again, they were using our 3rd album to I do. I remember that, so this particular day that she's speaking of, I want to let you know why I was upset. Any other time in the times that we was making hits, the first 2 albums, we would all come to the studio as a group. We all got the memo that we were supposed to be at the studio. We all would come sing backgrounds and do whatever, sing our parts, right? This particular day, this is a song that was being recorded for the 3rd album. I get to the studio. First of all, they didn't even invite Tiny or Tamika to the studio to record a song that was for, supposedly, Xscape. They didn't even get invited to the studio.
I remember Kandi talking about this.
He tells me to come to the studio. When I get to the studio, the song has already been recorded. Tasha had sang the whole song and had already had backgrounds, everything done. The song was done. It was a Tasha song, okay? And he wanted to put my backgrounds on the song so that he could make it sound like an Xscape record.
Yep, I remember this.
To be clear, in the past, on our first couple albums, they used to always put my background vocals louder than everybody else because regardless of how y'all feel about my voice is distinctive. And he felt like, and the engineer, all of them, they felt like when people heard my voice, you could tell that it was an Xscape record. Similar to how, in Slim and 112, everybody in 112 can sing, but Slim sang on a lot of songs because his voice is very unique and distinctive. It's not about him singing better than anybody else in 112. It's just he had a distinctive tone, right? Mm-hmm. Similar to the same thing in our group. I have a distinctive tone. So anyway, bringing you back to, he invited just me, not my other group members, to come in to add my backgrounds to a song that Tasha had already completed.
That's messed
up.
up.
We were recording our 3rd album, but it was already agreed upon that she was going solo on So Def after our 3rd album was done. And so that's why I say to you guys all the time, they were using our 3rd album to set up her solo project. In what world should my other group members have not been invited, to a Xscape session? So to be clear to you, I didn't have a problem with Tasha. As she said when she walked in, I spoke to her. I had a problem with our producer, our label head. So I was addressing him, and it became an argument because he's like, Kandi, you tripping, da-da-da. And I'm like, how the fuck you not going to invite Tiny and Tamika to the session, but you just going to call me to add backgrounds to a song y'all have already finished that is a Tasha song? So, yes, y'all know how I am when I be arguing or when I'm upset or I'm I always my eyes tear up or whatever. So, yes, she did walk in on me and Jermaine arguing about a song that she was singing solo on, but you got to put it in context. Don't just tell people I'm mad because you singing solo. I'm mad because y'all did not invite our entire group to be a part of a song that was supposed to be for Xscape. And they had did that on a couple of songs on that album. So I just want to put that out there.
I want to add to what Candy's saying. And if she is crying, I feel like for me, it makes a lot of sense because they're young, right? So if how they were getting money is based on those albums and you trying to go off and do your solo and they feel like you're not going to come back, like it's going to lead them in a situation where Taj and them was at. Possibly. I feel like this was before they realized that they really could do all of this without her. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was another thing too. Like, number one, it's messed up for y'all to not invite the other group members. But then also, y'all trying to play us. Like, and then that's the other thing too. It's like, are they really going to get money off of this? Was Kandi going to get money off of that? Making this an album for Tasha, but trying to disguise it as though it's an Xscape record so that y'all can make her more palatable to the audience or whatever the case is. And then they, again, I have to say they were much younger, in my opinion, doing Xscape, like that was really all the job that they know. So then if that gets taken away from them, then what else do they have? So, I mean, I probably would have got emotional as well thinking about that. Y'all didn't invite my group members. And then when I'm trying to express myself to you, you're not understanding. Therefore, you're frustrating the fuck out of me. And instead of hitting the shit out of you, I might get a little emotional on your ass. And so I feel, for me, I don't know if y'all understand where she coming from, but I definitely understand where they were coming from. Then Kandi said something about them trying to like negotiate that third album situation. But when they found out that Tasha was trying to go solo to do her own thing, it put the album or whatever in jeopardy because they were trying to negotiate to get more money. And because she was going solo, they used that as an excuse to not give them what it is that they wanted. So they ended up kind of like losing out a bit. So you damn right. And I'll cry again. Like, what are you talking about? But don't ever get it twisted and think that it was about you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because I'm upset that you want to, go off and sing lead and I'm not going to be able to sing lead. Like, no, BIT. Like, yeah, at this time, we're packaged as a group. We're not packaged as just 3 members. We're packaged as 4 members. If you go off, then it is going to affect their coins. So, I mean, for me, I understand where Kandi's coming from with that situation. And I feel like if she teared up, I mean, like she had a right to tear the hell up. Like, what? I'm young as hell. Like, girl, you affecting my coin. Like, what? I love what I do. But thank you so much, I Am Key, for the super chat. Just joined your channel through OLFP. Thank you so much. Love your commentary. And man, I really wish they could get along. The voices together are beautiful. Ain't it? Beautiful. Thank you so much for the super chat, I Am Key. I have to agree. Like, I mean, I would love for them to all come back together. Would love. Because, when I first started liking them, I fell in love with all 4 of them. Right? But Tasha just be on something else. So if they still can bring me the same music without her, girl, I'm with Taj. We might have to just keep it moving, But I'm definitely in agreement with you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Lady 6916, for the super chat. Jermaine created a lot of Xscape issues. That's why I say thank you again, Lady 6916, for the super chat. That's why I told y'all a few weeks ago, hashtag ask Jermaine. Ask Jermaine. He needs to come to the front. Ask Jermaine what's really going on. And also ask Jermaine what was up with the whole Carlos King likely doing their story or whatever, because some people were trying to say that Jermaine Dupri approved some things or whatever when it came down to Carlos wanting to move forward. So it's like, y'all need to also ask Jermaine, like, did you have a hand in this in any capacity? Like, what the hell is really going on? Then I also wonder, y'all, does Xscape own a masters yet, or does Jermaine still have access to that? I saw him do an interview, or he's supposed to be doing an interview or on a podcast where they were asking him about if he was going to sell his catalog. A lot of these artists are starting to sell their catalogs for whatever reason, for millions of dollars. And I feel like, I know I saw something on Instagram and I didn't fully listen to it. Maybe it was on his page. I'm not sure. But I'm wondering, with that being said, if when it comes to his catalog, is Xscape a part of that? Which I would think so. And is he going to, I know where I saw it. My man posted it. So I'm going to have to go back and check out that clip and whether or not he would sell his, that catalog that's the music for the ladies. I would feel like if my song is on that shit, sir, you need to give me my shit first before you sell. You can sell that Don't sell none of my stuff, okay? Oh, thank you so much. Somebody says that Jermaine owns girl. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 no. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Before you sell my shit, you need to run it back. Run it back and get them ladies they just do. And then you can go and sell. You can sell Bow Wow music. You can sell Bow Wow's music. I'm sure you'll be fine. But get them ladies they stuff. Period. Let's press play.
So when you say
What's up? Kinda cool the way you mix it up. Like this?
That beat's kind of cute.
About you singing a solo. Now you know why, so you can be clear. I did not shade you. I did not, yell at you. I was having that debate with our producer, which is he's the person I was supposed to have an issue with, I would think, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what happens. She always makes me her villain. It's like, I'm her villain.
That is so true.
You put it back in the day, you put it into these days. She's always making it that I am her problem.
And we tired, and we see it now. We see through
it. In these last few years, I felt like we had come to a place of an understanding, like, no, me and her don't have a tight relationship like I do with my other group members, but we can work together. We can go do shows together and be cordial. Like, we don't have
like SWV.
We've been having arguments.
Right.
So I cannot understand why she still makes me the problem in her life. Like, girl, fix your issues with your sister right now. Fix your issues with your family. That is where your real issue. I ain't never went out publicly and said some of the real slimy things I felt that your husband and you have done. Like, I ain't did that publicly.
That's what I'm saying. I'm so glad Kandi said that, because it goes back to the point of the Tamar situation. Places where Kandi could have added her 2 cents on because she's actually privy to the conversation, and times where she wasn't. You know what I'm saying? She hasn't said nothing. She'll be speaking on these folks like that for real. So I don't know why Tamar felt so compelled to add her 2 cents in on what Kandi had going on with somebody else. That just means that you already had a beef with her, and I'm just still not understanding what the beef was when she took the opportunity to look out for you. What's the beef? What's the problem? And it's hard to not result to that one big word, which is jealousy, because that's what it kind of looks like to me.
To address, because it's going to come on the show in a couple of episodes. But as of yet, I ain't cleared the air about certain things. Like, I haven't. I'm keep looking over here because Jamie over here, okay, y'all. I haven't done that. So it's you and your sister have been doing that. Like, so stop it. Stop making me your problem. Now, here's the other issue I had with her video. So, people have been, making jokes about my voice, which is whatever. I don't really care. But Tasha actually made a joke about my voice in her video, in her speak on it.
But they needed you to sing on her song on the Xscape album.
No, this is the part that is like really.
Now Jamie back there with the shade, honey.
You are trying to clown a person's voice whose voice is leading on half the hits that is your claim to fame.
Let me fast forward a little bit.
Make money together. We supposed to hit the stage together. You've been hearing my voice all these years as you making money off of it.
Ooh,
right?
Kandi.
But you on your video trying to make jokes about my voice. The same voice who has accomplished more than you with your amazing voice that you try to put out there that you have. Like, I've been on other hits that's bigger than you. I mean, and honestly,
talk your shit, Kandi. Talk your shit. It's a period. Because that is a fact. And I will be on the same SHI for real, for real. If people up there like, you can't really sing, you can't really sing, you can't really do this and that. Yeah, but my account is showing that I can. What kind of conversation is we really having, though? You feel what I'm saying? These hits, these plaques and things, girl, is showing that I got what I need to have, period. So I'm with her on that. You know what I'm saying? Let me scroll up. I think there was another one here. Thank you so much, Abu. I hope I said that right. Abu for the super chat. He still owns their music because he wrote it. That's still, I guess. He should have got a writer's credit or something. Get them ladies a little something. That's why Carlos King went to him to get permission to use their music for the movie he was doing behind their back. Thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you so much for the details. And I do believe that sounds accurate, which I still feel a way about, because not you trying to go ahead and give permission and then not consult them or even find out whether or not they're going to be included on this particular process, So I still feel like that's a bit messed up. That's unfair, sir. That's unfair. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they do, girl. That's especially, I feel like in the 90s, I feel like that happened to so many people who sang songs, and a lot of people, excuse me, had writers and all of that. and whatever, you know, and they didn't really get paid. I'm thinking about Diddy and them and stuff. And not just Diddy, but a lot of like the record labels, the big time record labels, it was like they really just used you up. Meanwhile, you really ain't make no money. For real, for real. I feel like the first artist that comes to my mind that likely was done right and is still out here doing his thing, and maybe two people. And I'm sure there's more, but these are the only two. The first person is Usher. Usher came out at, I think, around maybe like the late 90s or something. I don't think the first album really did a whole lot. But I think Usher is still likely making money off of the stuff that he's done before. But I do wonder, because I feel like he worked with Jermaine Dupri. But then I also keep hearing LaFace records. So I'm not sure which one it was or if it was both. And I'm wondering if Jermaine Dupri owns any songs by Usher. But Usher's still out here doing his thing. And I feel like Mariah Carey as well. She's still out here doing her thing. And I feel like they might still be living off of money from their earlier years. But I wonder whether either of them own their masters and where they are with that. Because if I was Usher and Jermaine owned some of my songs too, and you think you finna sell it, run me my cut, fam. Let me go ahead and slide it up. Put my piece to the side, okay? Period. But let's see what else Miss Kandi has to say.
And I know y'all be trying to say the ego thing. I only bring up accomplishments when I have to feel like I'm defending myself. Let's be clear. I've already had a #1 Billboard gospel single. Kandi, I'm gonna post up this picture so you can see me, not Xscape.
Come on. Come on.
#1, Stay Prayed Up was #1 on the on Billboard's gospel chart when it came out. Yes, my voice. I've had a #1 gospel song. Something that right now is what you are trying to do. Me and my voice that you tried to clown. We are in a group together, sis. I don't clown my group members' voices. I don't clown when they mess up. We have plenty of arguments. We fall out all the time.
Yes.
But it's like you is trying to join on the bandwagon of other people and clowning your group members that goes on stage with you and make money with you. Well, who they do that at? You clowning me, you clowning yourself.
Big Kandi is eating her up.
I'm gonna give it to you. They've been clowning you too. But have I been trying to go online like, oh, she's saying I'm saying how I runs? It's not like I never thought it.
Girl, they have been clowning you on the
runs. It's not like I never
runs.
thought it. I would have never said that. But since you want to go and throwing mud at each other, that is so stupid to me. You know, I feel like we should keep our stuff to the facts or the drama, but your opinion or trying to laugh, you laughing. And all of these people who want to make jokes about my voice, who all of y'all saying so great and y'all saying so amazing, but having caught no headline without me in these last weeks or months or years. I don't know. Catch a headline without me. Please. I just don't think that's godly. Y'all please get her album when it comes out on Good Friday. It's called Conversations with God. I'm like, her conversations with God must only be about me. Because those are the conversations you're having with everybody. It's only about me. I mean, I need her album to blow up so she can be at peace and she ain't gotta mess with us no more. Because God knows I don't want to sing with her. God knows I don't. I'm tired.
Kandi is done with you, Tasha. She don't want to sing with you no more. Girl, Kandi said catch a hit. What did she say? Did she say catch a hit without me or catch a headline without catch a what? Catch a hit without a headline with me. What was it, Kandi? What did she say? I'm going to play it back, not right now, but I'm going to go back because I feel like they need to be put on a shirt. Let me see. Catch a headline hit. I'm going to add hit behind it. Catch a headline hit without me. Bitch. Oh my God. Girl, that shit gonna give me a headache because I'm gonna be laughing at it all day. Catch a headline hit because I'm adding hit without me. Bitch, I am finna clock out. That's the best thing I've probably heard all year. Oh my God. Catch a headline hit without me. And you not gonna do it. Girl, you're done. They're not bringing you back. Maybe in 3 years. This year, no ma'am. It's not going to happen. I hope, oh my God, I know you were excited, and I hope that the album soars, but it won't be with Kandi. Therefore, it's giving you can't use Xscape as any leverage in your gospel album. Although you did sit in an interview and say that it wasn't really gospel, it was more so inspirational. You got a little something on there for everybody, so it's still giving. You want to still be connected to the group. In case if things don't work out, you can still use that audience, you know what I'm saying, to help with the sales over here. But Kandi has made it known a hit won't come from it. And damn sure not a headline. I'm just telling you what Kandi, I didn't say this. This is what Kandi has told you to be a fact. Since she said we want to keep it at the facts, not an opinion. She said this is a fact. You won't catch one. Oh, shit. Let's keep going. Girl, that's the best shit I done heard all fucking year. Talk your stuff then, ma'am. Talk your stuff, because I do feel like a lot of us do sit online and we clown Kandi, for her voice. You know what I'm saying? But that voice keep them bills paid, though. And so does them hands. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, girl, I'm loving all of the facts. I'm loving all. The receipts are receding. They are. Girl, listen. Catch a head, bitch. Oh, I love that so much. Kandi, can you put that on the shirt and put that on that website, please? Because I already know you got, bitch, I'm worldwide, but no, ma'am. We need that one, okay? I'm going to need you to put that one up tonight. Go ahead, get done one, get the designing or whatever it's going to go down, and you need to put that one out tonight. We need that one ASAP. I love it. I love it. Talk your SHI. Talk your SHI. John worldwide.
I'm tired of being her villain in her story. I am tired.
Whew.
I'm tired. I'm tired of the truth being changed. Oh, yeah, she want to give her husband all this credit about working with the group. Okay, first of all, let's go back to what she said about it.
Girl, listen. Kandi, you really said it all. You really said enough. I feel like, girl, we ain't even got to get into Rocky the way you just snapped off with that one. And I do feel like you over here making Kandi to butter all your issues. Meanwhile, according to Miss Mistress that sat out with Tasha K, he the one running amok in and out the palace. These are issues that need to be focused on, because I don't think it's good or healthy knowing that you're promoting this gospel or this inspirational album and he's out here having phone calls with Tasha. Now, he probably didn't know it was going to go online, but you got to, you know what I'm saying, consider the source, okay? Consider who you're talking to. Period. So you should have known that she was going to put that out there. So it's just not a good look for you to do that when your wife is out here trying to promote that. Like, even if that lady was going to do whatever interview she was going to do. You know what I'm saying? You slick came in, you spoke on it and stuff. So it's not looking good. Right? And it's sad for Tasha, in all honesty, because it's like, girl, every time you get ready to do this gospel or do a solo, whatever, some stuff happening. And I feel like really you couldn't blame Kandi then. It was more so on Jermaine Dupri, in my opinion. But then also now it's really not on Kandi. I feel like it's more so on your actions on the show and then whatever your husband may have going on. Like, that's just, I think that's messed up, but that's your life. I'm just talking about it.
Performance. When she showed that show of the Jermaine thing with her and her sister performing together, it was like, because Kandi didn't want to do it and Kandi didn't. First of all, at that time, that was before we made up. I had not even spoken to them in over a decade. But Jermaine just wanted us to just go on stage together, just threw it out there that I was supposed to be coming back with my group. And I'm like, yo, he didn't even make sure, he didn't bring us together to try to work out us being on the same page talking. Of course, I ain't seen him in 10 years. I wasn't finna just jump on the stage. So yes, that is why her and her sister did that show. I wasn't even doing shows at that time anymore because they started doing their Xscape 3 thing. I only came back for that. You gonna see why. I can't wait till I can tell y'all the full story. Then she wanna say something about the performance that me and Tiny missed last year, right? Last year.
Why do you think she's bringing this up?
Because she's trying to make me look like a villain in her story. And I'm going to tell you straight up. Me and Tiny, and that's going to be brought up. Those particular shows, Tiny and I had caught COVID. We weren't able to, it was the day of the show I found out that I wasn't going to be able to perform. I had literally drove all the way to South Carolina. None of us performed on that show. But then the next day, we were supposed to be performing in Atlanta. Tamika and Tasha decided to do the show themselves. They didn't even talk to me about it. They didn't ask me what I felt because I would have said, I don't think that's a good idea. They told Tiny that they was thinking they was going to do it. But they said before that everybody was still going to get their money or whatever. Because at the end of the day, our names were used to promote the show. It wasn't like they knew ahead and was able to just sell it just based on them. So our names was used to promote the show. But after the fact, when we were supposed to get paid on it, that's when Tasha just, I guess said that me and Tiny wasn't supposed to get our money. I was like, Tiny, I thought you said, because she was the one talking to him. I said, I thought you said they told us we were still all going to get our money, even though, obviously we got sick that day. And Tiny said,
oh, hell no. We about to get our motherfucking money. They don't
I believe this.
we discussed before they even did that shit.
Hilarious.
Tiny was the one who said, y'all was going to pay us. And yeah, that's my girl. So I'm riding with her. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, she right. Like, they used all of our names to promote the shows. It's so much to this, guys. Even still, she still tried to make it be like,
Kandi said that we had to pay her or she wasn't doing the shows no more.
you always try to make it me. Always. Yeah, we had to make up this show. We had to make up the show from the missing show, y'all. And that's how we ended up working with this promoter that she doesn't like. But, I can't wait until y'all see why she don't like them. Ooh.
I feel like that do make sense. Like, BIT, you using my name. You using me to promote. Like, am I going to get a piece of a coin? You know what I'm saying? Because the people ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. The people coming to see me, okay? And I wasn't there for the people to see, okay? Because I got a bit sick. So where's the coins at? Run me the money. Thank you so much for the super chat. I watched several videos with the three of them, and Tamika is handling Tasha's parts beautifully. Listen, she really is. She's doing a great job. So much less drama with the three of them. And they're the three who were originally friends. So thank you so much for the super chat, Gold Burn M. I think Tamika's doing an amazing job. I'm really happy for Tamika stepping out, sliding out, doing her thing and stuff like that. Like, go ahead. Go ahead, Miss T girl. Go ahead.
Oh, I cannot wait. Yes, you're going to see it. It's so much more that has to be played out in these next 2 episodes. To be honest with you guys, I don't even know how they narrowed down all the drama and the craziness in just 6 episodes. It was so much more that should have aired. I hope that I was able to give you a little clarity.
You gave us
BS.
too much clarity.
She was giving her husband so much credit on all these shows that he supposedly was doing for us. And first of all, I ain't never asked that man to manage Xscape. I was like, oh. If we ever do a TV series, a movie about our life, I'll give you all the fine details then. But child, just know I ain't never asked him.
If Tasha let you,
I'll take me dragging these lies. Like, I just can't.
She gonna
and
be
on top
trying
of that,
to debunk
how he
everything.
made us all this money. I was the one who said, y'all can go back to the Xscape Still Kicking the show. I told them then. They wanted to be openers for somebody. I told them I wasn't doing no shows or no tour unless we headlined our own tour. They tried to get some promoters to come in that really wasn't offering us what we needed. I brought us in the promoter who ended up giving us the deal that we deserved and gave us the percentages that we should get in order to make the millions that we made. And set up the tone for the shows that we had going forward.
Damn.
Even for them to do shows, it's just 3 people getting to the bag. So I'm like, girl, why you don't ever want to give me no credit though? We made millions on that Xscape tour. Yes, we did. Yeah. But it wasn't because of your husband set up that with the promoter.
Preach.
I was the one.
Girl, it's the charade.
Cool the way you mix it. Like this. Making everybody.
Who called that promoter? I was the one that told him like, yo, this is what we got to have in order to make it work. I don't get credit for that. I'm over it. And we split the money equally. It wasn't like I was coming in like, I got to get more than you.
Good, you a mess.
She don't go hard for us at all.
She's for herself.
No, I do not make more than my group members. We split all our money equally. It's sad. And then y'all saw her on the blogs trying to run over there to be with SWV. She wanted to get all Kandi haters together in one group meeting.
Girl.
They said meeting.
I can't.
Let's all come together.
Not y'all being donkeys.
I want people to understand. I need y'all to stop trying to find a way to dislike me. It's like people be like, ooh, she had to have did that. You ain't never seen no sign of me doing any of the stuff that these people are saying, but you are assuming in your heart of hearts
I don't know.
had to have did her wrong in some kind of way just because you don't like me. Like,
but why don't y'all like Kandi though?
Don't try to make up stuff that I did. Don't try to make up that I had to have had my husband to do something to these folks. Like, don't make up.
Yeah,
come on, stick with
I agree.
Facts, receipts. Like I mean, as I said earlier, I feel like people always want to attack my husband whenever they mad at me. And the things that have been said about my husband this week is like terrible lies and totally unfair and not.
Just pull out that paperwork.
Well, I know this was a long speak on it, but I had to set the record straight for all these people who think they finna just go online talking crazy about me.
Period.
Thank you for following me on all the platforms. Please make sure you follow me on my Amazon shop so you can be privy to the things that I am doing on Amazon Live. It's always fun, and I always drop some tea on there. And then I also want you to follow me on AMP because that's where I do Candy Coated Live. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got a chance to
follow me and make sure you're subscribing. Subscribe because we got more to come. I just have to say my theme songs for the week. Please download my gospel song, Stay Prayed Up. And
Ooh,
also
girl,
download
now she
Fly
finna bump
Above
you
for all
out
of you who know what I'm going through about all this drama. You know, you just got to fly above. Fly above, fly above, fly above.
Now she finna knock Tasha out the runnings by having people go and stream the dang old album, the dang old song, Stay Prayed Up. Girl, you about to knock this lady off the timeline chart thing by trying to come through. Listen, Kenny, this was good. This was good. This was juicy. It wasn't really animated to me. It was just giving honesty. It was giving truth. It was giving receipts. It was giving facts. And I enjoyed this long speak on it. And I just now want to know, like, why y'all don't like Kandi? Why y'all don't like this lady? You know what I'm saying? Like, why we don't like Kandi? What's the going on? Especially in this time, you know, because y'all probably really like her on, you know, Real Housewives of Atlanta, you know. But when it comes to this Tasha and Kandi situation, y'all may take a less liking to her. But I don't know why. I feel like the writing's on the wall. I think it's so obvious. And I really don't think Kandi did that wrong. Tamika can't never address. I feel like a lot of Kandi's issues with Tasha now are from how she's shown herself on the show and more recent events. But when it comes to Tasha, it seems like a lot of it is things from the past that she has yet to let go of, that she still has resentment over, or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? But I love this speak on it that Kandi did. Like, it was good. And I want her to make them shirts tonight. Be quick with it. But yeah. That's pretty much it, y'all. Girl, I'm about to go over here and listen to me some Stay Prayed Up. You feel what I'm saying? And get into what Miss Kandi got going on. I thank y'all so much for joining and listening and all that other cute stuff, girl, because this was a good one. Kandi ate the girls up. She ate the girls up so much that Miss Tamara over there on Twitter pressed the hell out. And we'll get into that in a little bit. All right. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely like the video, all that great jazz. And yeah, you know, that's it. Subscribe to Kandi channel and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all I got. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.